guys, this is Ocean. This is going to be our weekly well-being reading with my cat Monkey. Out of frame, but still here. And these general readings are aimed towards our doing something consciously to feel better, either mentally or, just in general for a week. If you want to, you can participate, but you don't need to. These are not those type of readings when these are more directed, that's what I'm trying to say, towards a specific questions. So we'll see what comes up, just in case there was confusion during these readings. So I already pulled the cards because try shuffling with a cat around, but our theme for this week is again from that magical meditation deck, which I kind of like for this. So this says, on their first night at Hogwarts, first-year students are sorted into one of 4 houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. Each house embodies different qualities. Gryffindors are renowned for their courage and determination, Ravenclaws for their wit and wisdom, Hufflepuffs for their patience and loyalty, and Slytherins for their pride and ambition. If you could attend Hogwarts, which house do you think you would belong to and why? And it's funny because this was the card that I originally thought that, oh, this deck is gonna be awesome because Identity with the Sorting Hat is a great card. Think about who you are and why you are where you are. And obviously we're not going to think about the Hogwarts houses currently in this reading because that's not what this reading is all about, but it's about identity, and do you thinking about what comes up to you or for you when you hear a question like this, because sometimes most oftentimes I think our gut reaction is to find something to change. And while I'm not saying, we shouldn't do and changes, we shouldn't work on getting better, but I think self-acceptance on a core level is still an issue, and it makes us unhappy and anxious most of the time because we're not aligned with who we are and how we react to certain things in life. So I would say that the question for this week could be, why do you, first question could be, do you want to change something when you hear that you could change some part of yourself, like a quality, a way you react in certain situations? Would you change that? Do you have something that comes up? And then the second question could be, is it something that's actually changeable? It's something that is in your control, or is it something that you try to force to be different and it never works, and you put yourself into boxes where you don't belong? And I don't mean anything where you act bad or horrible towards others and stuff like that, because I do think that we need to work on those elements. But for example, if you I'm gonna give you a personal example that's the easiest. When I work somewhere, this is what I realized, in the past couple of workplaces. For me, the most important thing is to everybody to get along and let other people to work. And I'm not someone who doesn't care how someone feels and who's just solely focused on the result. And all that, there are people who are like that, and you're gonna get tested for these things as well. But for me, it's more important that people feel appreciated and feel they belong and they are valued, because that's how I think the best work can be achieved. And when people are not in their heads and think about how they feel, but they can contribute freely to the project. Okay, this is just an example. And, you know, I can go out and pretend that I don't care when someone is mistreated, and I only care about that I need to do my job. And maybe that would be more productive, because I could, you know, work at places where I feel shitty about these things, because I wouldn't feel shitty about these things. But I did try to stay at workplaces where this was the case, and I just couldn't. This doesn't work for me, because it goes against everything that I believe that's important in life, and, you know, it goes against my core values. And it took me a while to accept that this is something that is not going to change, and that will limit the places where I can work. For example, you know, toxic workplace, there are people who are complaining about those things and still can handle them, because for them it's just enough if they bitch about it for, you know, a few minutes after they come home from work. But for me, that was just too much after a while. So I'm thinking about something like that, you know, that goes against something that some of the core values you have, the part of your identity that can be changed. But let's see how we can work with this energy, what to do about it. Page of Swords, okay. And what not to do about is the Emperor, okay. I love that. So Page of Swords. Page of Swords is that, you know, first of all, pages are all open and curious and look for new experiences and stuff like that. So be open, you know, about investigating your own identity. Try to stay non-judgmental about the parts and answers that come up, because that can be detrimental, you know, if you start, you know, bashing yourself for it. And what not to do is be too set in your ways, you know, think that you already figured everything out and you know what to answer to these questions immediately. I mean, I'm not, you know, doubting that there are people who are almost 100% sure and know themselves enough to not be triggered, or, you know, not even be thinking about anything when a question like this comes up. But I don't think they watch these videos. Let's be honest. They have their own life and they do magnificent things with them. But for me, as, you know, just a mere human being here on YouTube, it is a reminder that you can always learn something new, because pages are about learning and experiencing, if you're not too set in your ways. And let's see why all these questions are come up. We have cleansing, which is lovely, because it's all about getting rid of what's not working and to, you know, to make room for something new to come in, but to strip down all those unnecessary parts of ourselves that don't belong to us, because they are built into our identity because of societal structures and, you know, and pressures and expectations. And I do believe that, you know, we would be happier if we could be more closer to who we are at on a core level. I don't know what needs to be changed in the world for that. Big change is needed for sure, but, you know, we can do it on a personal level. Just at least know how we react and why we react in certain things, and what are these things that we need to pay attention to, so we can, you know, change what we can change. But yeah, this is our weekly reading. Hope this is useful. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment down below, you know, if it resonates. And thank you so much for being here. See you in the next one. Bye.